and we are able to turn like adversaries into advocates is what I like to say, because when they really see and understand or be able to ask those questions and you can really talk about what really happens with them, then they become your biggest champions.
The purpose of the meeting is, one, to get feedback and test new recipes from our stakeholders, and then two, just to build that relationship with the community, with the students and the parents, because we encourage positive and negative feedback.
I almost want the negative feedback more than I want the positive feedback, because I want to take that failure and fail forward and learn from it and get better.
We can work this out together. So if I know I can make it, it might be a little bit faster, but at the same time, more people, more hands, teamwork, commitment, everyone can knock it out.
All right, we are back at it again. It is the Next Up podcast, and I have been waiting to have this conversation for a very long time. Garland ISD is in the house. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And let's get some introductions. So I guess we'll start at the other end of the table. Tell me your name, your title, and what you do, and how you got to where you are right now.
I'm Craig Hempel, Assistant Director of Menu Operations. I've worked for Garland ISD for the last 3.5 years. I started off going to school to be a dietitian, and I got into the school food service realm, and I've been there ever since for the last 12 years. And explored different school districts across the state of Texas, and I'm happy where I'm at right now. I oversee procurement of food, menus, recipes, anything food related that we serve to the students every day, and also all the marketing that we do to promote our program.
Man, you're a busy man. Does he have an assistant or something?
He's got a big job.
He needs an
Yeah.
assistant. Jeez,
Yes.
That's a lot. That's awesome.
He's got a whole team.
Okay, cool. How big is your team?
So we have Chef Kevin Jenkins, our menu planner. We have a purchaser, and then we have 2 other individuals that oversee other marketing and ordering. So there's 5 of us total.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you, man. All right, Chef.
My name is Chef Kevin Jenkins. I'm the executive chef for Garland ISD. I've been here for about 3.5 years now. I started fresh out of high school, joining the military, Navy, culinary specialist.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, appreciate that. Did that 10 years. Got out, went to culinary school, found my footing with, being an executive chef, working my way through the trenches. So, cook, dishwasher, chef of the cuisine, executive chef. Was able to be a part of the military's Pentagon's culinary arts team. From there, bounced around a little bit and landed in Garland. It's actually been amazing. So that's that's been one of the highlights for it. I'm responsible for recipes, training our staff on knife skills, cooking, and helping out with the menu.
What was it like being part of the Pentagon Culinary Arts team?
Exhilarating.
Yeah.
And also very tedious.
Okay.
When we're talking about intricacies in food, making sure everything is almost perfect, and then being able to take your ideas and put it on the plate.
So this may be a silly question, and forgive me if it is, but when you're in the military, you have a certain mindset. Like you make your bed every morning. Things are just done to spec. Mm-hmm. Is that how it's like in the kitchen in the military too?
It depends on what kitchen you're in, right?
Okay.
And it also depends on your leadership. Realistically speaking, absolutely, you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure there's breakfast. Then you have lunch, then you have dinner, then you have turnaround, which is just cleaning, making sure the kitchen is packed up, ready to go for the very next day, 7 days a week. It's just part of the grind, but at the same time, it's rewarding because you're learning every single day.
Yeah.
You're doing what you love every single day.
Okay. How does that compare to school meals? I had to ask.
Honestly, the schedule is pretty much almost the same when it comes to breakfast, lunch, making sure everyone is in the right place at the right time. So it's almost seamless. it feels like it was night and day.
Yeah.
Not night and day, but where it was supposed to go. For me, I can explain that. Yeah.
So you're kind of like a celebrity chef these days. I feel like I see you all over the place doing a bunch of different things with a bunch of awesome partners. So who are you working with or collaborating with?
Can I say? Well, right now, we collaborated with Arctic Apples for our Healthy Kids Collaborative with the CIA Healthy Kids Collaborative. Arctic Apples, we did our collaboration last year. We just did a partnership with the Mushroom Council for Mushroom Monday. So we did our recipe for them and a few others.
Yeah, but you're also with like ICN too, aren't you? Doing stuff for them?
So personally, I do some consulting work with ICN.
Okay.
And then I'm also a consultant chef with the CIA.
Neat. You're all over the place.
And also, I'd like to follow up with, he was also a finalist for Tazin's Rising Star, the first ever nomination, so we were super proud of that.
That's awesome. All right,
Appreciate it.
ma'am, the fearless leader. It is your turn for your origin story.
Well, I just grew up in a food-centered household. I've always loved food. And I got a degree in dietetics, but my real passion was restaurants. I worked through college in restaurants. So when I graduated, I knew I didn't want to go into clinical, so I just stayed in restaurants and did a lot of PR and marketing. And then when I was married and I stayed home for just a little bit with my boys when they were young, and my neighbor was a teacher, and she knew I was wanting to go back to work, and she was like, hey, there's this opening in my district, you should check it out. And we did have that rotation in school, but it never even dawned on me, and it was just the happiest accident ever. That was 15 years ago. I started out as an operations field supervisor, took over the training department, did Craig's job, and here I am, the director.
So how much different is school food compared to restaurant?
Well, it's such a great basis being in the restaurant business for school food, because you still have all the same issues. It's customer service, it's employee management, it's human resources, it's recipe creations, making sure everyone follows the recipes. So it's really all food service is really the same. Just with the added caveat of, tight regulations.
Do you feel like you've taken some inspiration from the restaurant world and brought it into your meal program?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so thankful you referenced the Culinary Institute, the partnership that we do with them. And I love being a part of that and really feeling, especially now in school food, it's so culinary focused, and that's where we're really driving our menus. And I do think a lot of that comes from all of our experience that we're bringing to. So I think that's great.
Yeah, I agree. So tell me how you got connected with Action for Healthy Kids.
So I think that they called Craig, right?
Yes.
So how did that look? What did they call you for?
For being on your podcast, or
No, overall. So you guys won an award, didn't you?
right?
Yeah.
So we won 3 of the Healthy Meal Incentive Awards for innovation, for scratch cooking, nutrition education, and the other one was a lunch trailblazer for basically following all the rules, regulations with sodium, and making sure that we're staying above and beyond on like compliance and regulations with all the upcoming guidelines that we have to follow as well.
Okay, cool. So someone give me some stats on the district. What does the district look like? How many students, how many sites, all that stuff?
So we have about 50,000 students, and we have 68 campuses, and we have 2/3 of those, maybe more than 2/3 of those are CEP. So we have a very unique district that makes up 3 cities. So it's an urban city of Garland, but we also have 2 suburbs of Saxby and Rowlett.
Okay, and I asked that for a reason, because I've heard people say that you can't scratch cook or speed scratch cook in a large district. And you guys are large,
Right.
and you guys are scratch cooking or speed scratch cooking, correct?
Yes. Well, what I'm really proud about when you mentioned the healthy meals incentives, that was something that we really, Craig and his team, that we really talked about that was really important to us. We're really trying to be a leader in, in our district, in the state of Texas, but really bring a more culinary focused menu to our students because, the more they eat, then the more nourishment that they get and the more that they really appreciate the school meals. But I think that's something that we have really found through this progression into, we call it freshly prepared, is the term that we like to use, is really how much our team has bought in. So I think at first we felt like maybe one of the initial things we did, and I think that's in the chili with beans recipes, we moved to freshly preparing ground beef. And we really did think that was going to be like a momentous mountain to climb. But with the creativity of our whole team and collaboration of our whole team, the menu team, but also our operations and our equipment partners, it went very well. And I think so much of that is due to the, hands-on training and really everybody being a part of it and getting that buy-in. And then when our frontline employees that are actually preparing it every day see how the students have received it, that's what really makes the light shine for them. Like that just, they take so much pride in that and so much ownership that I think that we were all pleasantly surprised how easy it has been.
Oh, I love
Baby
that.
steps.
Baby
but-
steps. Small steps in the right direction. That's all it takes,
correct,
right?
yes.
You said it was freshly prepared. That's what you call it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think sometimes scratch cooking has maybe not a negative connotation, but it just seems like a lot of work, like we're out milling the flour. So I just like the term freshly prepared because it can be something, and this is what we really try to talk about in the CIA group as well, is that it can be little things. It can be like making fresh ranch as opposed to getting it in a package. Like just starting where you're at and just making little steps each month, each year, or it doesn't have to be all of a sudden we're cutting it out and we're like deboning raw chicken.
Did you say you did marketing for restaurants back in the day?
Yes,
It makes
marketing
sense.
and
Freshly
PR.
prepared
Yes.
marketing and PR.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes, I mean, it's funny. It's funny how all that old, it seems forever ago, like in my 20s, but I really do, you're here for a reason.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So, Chef, what are some of the freshly prepared dishes you guys are whipping up out there?
Currently, right now, coming up on the new menu, we just had our menu advisory committee meeting, and we served Cuban sandwiches, freshly prepared Cuban sandwiches, shepherd's pie, banana cornbread. What else did we serve?
Potato salad, you got rave reviews
Potato
for
salad.
the potato salad.
Potato salad, freshly prepared, and
Wings.
marsala wings, chicken marsala wings.
Man, that's a lot.
And then we have a new concept, the Mediterranean concept. So that has the chicken shawarma, beef gyro, pita, rice pilaf, Mediterranean salad, tzatziki sauce.
So it sounds like I need to. Are you guys on like a 3-week, 4-week menu cycle? What do you guys do?
We're on a 4-week menu cycle, and
Okay. So I need to come visit you guys for like 4 weeks and eat everything on the menu.
right.
go.
We would love that. We always welcome guests.
That sounds awesome. So what was it like training the staff to get them on board for, freshly prepared meals?
It's not as undertaking as like most would think. We have to train all of our employees. Realistically, we just try to break it down to like the smallest thing. So knife skills. We start at knife skills because we know you're going to have to be chopping vegetables and making sure that your mise en place is correct. So we start off with just basic culinary, like new employee training, get them acclimated with the knife skills. From there, we start talking about culinary terms, making sure that they understand like whatever they see in the recipe, train them what they'll see like in real time. We do videos on certain more difficult freshly prepared recipes, just so they can be able to follow that video along with the recipe as well. And then just making sure, like Jennifer said, is getting that buy-in, because a lot of employers will say, well, chef, I'm not a chef, I can't do all of this. But most chefs are just cooks. And if you're just a cook, we can work this out together. So if I know I can make it, it might be a little bit faster, but at the same time, more people, more hands, teamwork, commitment, everyone can knock it out. So it's been great. I love the feedback that we receive from the employees, and then they're able to take the things that we teach them in the kitchens and apply it at their home. So not only are they feeding the students in the cafeteria, but they're also taking that food home, taking the lessons back home and teaching feeding their students at home as well.
It's almost like you're teaching life skills.
And I would say from a director perspective, that's something that we really had a conversation about. Is this is a commitment we're going to do. We're going to invest in having culinary training for all of our new hires. So it's a whole day, right? A program that he does. But then annually in the summer, we bring back all of our current employees and then do a day in the kitchen with them as well. And like this summer, they worked on one of our new recipes for the Mediterranean bar that had a lot of chopping in it, just to kind of refine their knife skills. And so we've had employees that have been with us for 30 years, so didn't probably get that when they were first hired.
All right, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. So there's been a term for people who work in school nutrition programs called lunch ladies, right? Yeah. I'm not a fan of the term,
right,
because we are school nutrition professionals.
And we have a lot of men.
Yes, that too. And it sounds like, I feel like there's always been an issue with us needing to, or the community needing to understand the value and to elevate the people that work in school meal programs. And I feel like what you guys are doing is you're teaching these like serious skills, and you're elevating them, so like they are truly school nutrition professionals. Not that they weren't before, but now I feel like after you go through your training with them, like they probably feel it
right
more.
Yeah. And I think it helps them take pride and ownership in it as well. Just when we were started about seeing the kids with the recipes, but also they have more confidence.
Yep.
They know, it. He also goes through safety techniques and like waste reduction, those kind of things with them as well. So absolutely, it's stuff that they can take home because, generally speaking, a lot of people don't cook from scratch even at home like they used to when they were growing up in their families. So I definitely think that that's benefited everyone.
Yeah. To piggyback off of what you were saying, like we have like our seasoning blends. Like we have almost a cadre of seasoning blends from like the Cajun, the Mediterranean, the Aztec, the Italian seasoning blend. Those same seasoning blends, if you remember you can write down the portions, and then when you go home, some of the same seasonings that you have in your pantry, you can rebuild those seasoning blends and have the same flavor profile at home as well. So it's universal.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, random question: what do your uniforms look like in the cafeterias?
So they're I was just gonna say.
I was gonna wear it, but they're different colored polos with our logo, which was designed. There we go. It's on Kevin's chef jacket. So it's our logo, Garland ISD, SNS, Student Nutrition Services with the apple. So they have different colored polos for different days, and each day is a certain color. And so
that's neat. So I've always heard lots about Garland, and now I'm becoming like even more of a fan of what you guys are doing, because having uniforms like that, and even different colored polos and different days, like that's got to add to the staff morale.
And we also have on Fridays they have spirit shirts, so that's fun. They love that because they can wear spirit shirts. We do one every year, or they can wear. They love like themed Halloween shirts or anything like that. And we do I think it's really important that you have fun at your job too. So we absolutely encourage them for National School Lunch Week to dress up, or if their school is doing like Pink Out for Cancer or anything, to really participate as well in things that are going on, both marketing promotions that Craig and his team may have developed, but also whatever's going on in your school, to be part of that school community as well.
Yeah. God, you guys are awesome. So tell me about the MAC. How did that get started? What does it stand for again?
Menu Advisory Committee.
Okay.
And we have 4 meetings every year. And I believe the MAC meeting started with Jennifer prior to me working with Garland ISD. And we have 4 every year, and we invite all stakeholders within the school district, students, parents, teachers, our staff, and we encourage them to invite their friends, bring others, ideally we have more students that show up to get their feedback. And the purpose of the meeting is, 1, to get feedback and test new recipes from our stakeholders, and then 2, just to build that relationship with the community, with the students and the parents, because we encourage positive and negative feedback. You get both in our world, and there's times where you get complaints or concerns, and we invite those. We welcome that conversation into that meeting, and so that we can, 1, highlight what we're doing with our upcoming recipes or scratch-cooked recipes that Kevin's preparing, and then 2, discuss all the rules, regulations that we have to abide by to put these meals out to the students every day. So overall, it's a really great conversation piece, and then also to help highlight our program with the community, with students and parents. And we had one this past week, which was a great turnout. We probably had about 60 people there. And we highlighted those recipes that Kevin prepared for us.
Do you ever see that aha moment on a parent's face when they have this one perception of a school meal, and then you serve them what you guys are serving and you just blow their mind?
I would say that, yes. I would say that happens all the time. They have the perception, and then in those meetings, we talk about, our menus. We highlight what we do offer: fruits, vegetables, freshly prepared recipes, and of course, his recipes always kind of blow them away. And they're like, "Oh, you're all serving this in the schools?" Yes, we're serving this in the schools. Here's when we're serving it, and feel free to reach out, and we'll always answer your questions and try to keep you updated on all of this.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that feedback. There was a situation, I think it was last year, with the tater tot casserole, where a parent reached out on Facebook wondering, because her child was craving for the tater tot casserole, and she wanted to know how to make it, and so she reached out to our department. We were able to provide her with that recipe so she can satisfy the craving of her student during the summer of some of our food. So that was really rewarding for me.
Can you do me a favor? Can you look at that camera right there and say, our recipes are so good that parents are reaching out to us to learn how to cook like we cook in schools?
It really was a neat moment. Yeah, because it was the summer, and she was like, hey, I need to know that my daughter's asking for this recipe. So I think Kevin loved that. But to follow up on what Craig said, one of the other things that he said about MAC is social media. Sometimes, not all the time, thank goodness, but occasionally you'll get, questions or people that really just don't understand the program. And I think that has really been, for me, the best part, maybe not the best, but one of the great benefits of the MAC meeting is that I will always, if anybody ever has any kind of complaints or anything, that's the first thing we say is, please come to a MAC meeting. This is where we really talk about whatever. And over the years, we've had many people that do that, and we are able to turn adversaries into advocates, is what I like to say, because when they really see and understand or be able to ask those questions, and you can really talk about what really happens with them, then they become your biggest champions.
Absolutely.
So I highly encourage people to have a advisory committee, and sometimes our school board members will come. So it's fun.
So earlier, Craig mentioned something about taking positive and negative feedback, and how you guys appreciate that. And I know me personally, in terms of my business, I almost want the negative feedback more than I want the positive feedback,
Right.
because I want to take that failure and fail forward and
Right.
learn from it and get better, right? And then that got me thinking about what you just said about creating like these champions. So I love it when there is someone who has tons of negative things to say, and you get the opportunity to educate them, and they become your biggest champion.
Right.
And there's so many times where we see districts that are trying to get involved in social media and share what they're doing, but of course, there's always a bunch of trolls out there that have something to say. But when you can, that gives you an opportunity to create a relationship and engage with them and educate them and invite them to your schools
Right.
or to the MAC. Like, have a meal with them, break bread with them over school meals, and then it's funny. Like, more often than not, they always
Yes.
flip completely, and now they're your biggest champion.
I really can't think of anybody that we have that haven't been able to flip. I
Yeah.
mean, or that has left, still upset or with a negative perception. I think it just so much comes to understanding
Yep.
the
That's right.
challenges.
That's right. That's right. So, what does it look like when you guys are creating training videos? Because that's not something that you see a lot of people do in a lot of school districts, and you guys are ahead of the curve, apparently. That's why you won an award. So, what's that like?
It's actually a bit of fun, right? Me and Justin Jasmine, he's our
Software technician.
software technician, and we kind of like sit down and we'll like thought process the recipe a little bit. So we'll try to like break it up into little spots where we'll do the introduction, and then we'll kind of like look through the recipe to find the best angle for something, and then once we start to record, there's a lot of like bloopers and things of that nature, but at the same time, we want to make sure we get a realistic view of how we want it done in the kitchen. So if we're going to use it in a pot or a tilt skillet or a braising pan, we want to make sure that everything is like you can see it all, make sure all the mise en place is together, all your ingredients are what we need, and then I'll also have the recipe with me, and then we'll kind of just flow through the recipe, cooking, and then we'll take little short stops during those videos to like see if we can rework something. I'll go behind the camera and see how it looks, if it makes sense, if you can hear my voice correctly, similar to what you do on a daily basis, but just with food. And he's amazing with just keeping me straightforward in front of the camera and prioritizing and giving me ideas on what I should and shouldn't say, or how we should angle something so they can see the food because we want to make sure that they get to their kitchens and it's seamless from the video to the training to actually production. So I think that's how it pretty much works.
And I would say also we as a team, we spend so much time developing recipes. It's not just the training video, it's the brainstorming sessions that we have on a weekly basis. Then it's the testing of a recipe, it's the retesting of a recipe. We might do taste tests with students, and then we have to come back and edit the recipe and make some adjustments to it. And then by that time, we feel like we have the final recipe, and then we do the training video. So we've gone through this probably few months process just to get to that point. So the training video at that point is like the end point, and at that point, he's done it probably 100 times before that day. So.
And I would also say for other school districts that might be hearing this, that it started out pretty simple. Like, he just films them on an iPad with a tripod. So it's not like you have to go out and get production equipment and hire a crew. Like, they're pretty simple, and he edits it on his regular computer. And so, it's definitely doable for the, average.
Yeah, I was actually, you stole my thunder, so thank you.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I also would like to add that sometimes they do fun promotional videos as well. Like, there have been some, I think it's good from my perspective, for a chef, because sometimes it's a little hard to be super creative in school nutrition. So those fun videos really enable them to be creative and have some fun. If they're doing a promotion for National School Lunch Week or summer meals,
Show
like
the
they'll
human
get out
side.
decorations and beach balls and have some fun with it too.
Yeah. I feel like it's such a barrier for some school programs out there, nutrition programs, in terms of creating content. Like they feel like they have to have like these giant cameras. Like you don't have to spend $5,000 on a camera. You can use your phone and create content.
Yeah.
And look, I love quality. I like fancy cameras and all that. But the iPhone takes really great pictures and can capture really cool videos. We were filming yesterday with Active for Healthy Kids. And Karis on my team was getting some BTS footage of just us like having an interview. I was being interviewed for something. And when I saw the video, I was like, did you get my camera out of the case or was this your iPhone? It was her iPhone. It looked fantastic.
Technology.
So don't ever be afraid to pull out your phone and take a picture, record
Absolutely,
something.
or a video or anything.
Yeah. So where do you put the videos after you film them? Do you guys have like a LMS you use? Does it go on your website? Is it on the server someplace? How are you getting it out to your team?
So first, they record the video, and then Justin, who does all the editing and the filming, he'll we'll send it out to our managers through an email, and then we have a manager share drive where we have it, all the training videos to share. If it's internal use only, that's usually email or in our share drive. And then there are times where we do post videos to YouTube or social media of other recipes that we want more public. But training videos are typically more internal via email or our share drive.
They did a really cute opening to this. So the series is freshly made. Freshly made, but they did it to like the opening to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song. It's so cute. I'll have to share it too.
Yeah, I need to see that. I need to see that. That's awesome. You guys talking about your training videos and what you're doing just gave me an idea. And it's almost like a training guide, like a digital training guide that could have all of your recipes and supporting information inside of it that's like branded, because you guys have your own brand for your employees that could be internally used. I would love to make that for you.
There you go. Done.
Yeah, that's awesome. So talk to me about how you communicate with your community. Like, so you guys are doing all these amazing things. Like, how are you getting the word out?
Well, I think mainly through our social media channels is really how we do that. And besides that, like we have, obviously we do a lot of Facebook and that, but I will say Craig and his team are very active in the community. So they do all kinds of special events. Like we just did the NAACP back to school fair, and then they always do,
it's called
Black History Month.
Black History Month at Granville, where students come to show their artwork, and then we support by providing some type of a little bit of refreshments in the I think it's the atrium where they walk through.
Taste of Garland
that we've done.
PTA events.
Yeah,
PTA
you were just
events,
going to do a chef demo at what was that?
It was a
back to school night.
It was a fitness night for back to school. We also have like other chef demos that they sometimes request. We have something the fair day at one of our schools this Friday. And anytime we go somewhere, we're trying to plug in the next MAC meeting. I know at the NAACP event, I know Craig was plugging the MAC meeting the entire time, like passing out flyers. So we did have a great turnout, so that's probably,
By design, Kevin has really gotten to be, although he is rising star in Texas and,
the rest of the country,
everywhere else, but also he's become the face of our department as well in our district. So people love to see him come out and come do things for their events. So we really like to support him and all get out in the community to do different things.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, students that love to see him, particularly at schools. If he's doing focus groups, maybe tell him about our focus groups.
So we do focus groups where I'll go to like elementary, middle school, high schools, and we'll meet with like maybe 10 to 15 students in each grade level and just have a conversation. Like you said before we started, like we're just gonna have a conversation. It's the same thing where we sit down in front of the students, and sometimes there's a teacher in there, preferably not, right? And so they can just kind of let loose and, hey, tell me what don't you like?
Yeah.
What don't you like about the food? What do you like about the food? What do you not want to see anymore? What outside food that you think we could make in the kitchens would you like to see? And we get answers from shrimp and grits to sushi to, I don't know, ramen, and then some more realistic answers like a different type of pizza, meat lovers pizza, a barbecue chicken bacon ranch pizza, like some of those things that we're able to accommodate with, and then some things that we make sure we take note, we'll bring it back, we'll talk about it. And Craig's very good at like keeping the conversation going when it comes to like menu innovation. So
It's funny talking to kids these days, especially about what they want to see in the menu. So we were it was actually my old middle school, and we were doing some filming there for one of our partners, and we asked the kids, we're like, well, what do you want to see on the menu? I would probably say 7 of 10 kids said sushi. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? You want some fine dining? We could do that.
Yeah.
But I've actually seen districts now that are putting things like sushi on the menu. It's crazy. It's so crazy how kids are today. Yeah, so much fun. So what platforms are you guys on in terms of social media?
All of them. Well, not TikTok anymore.
TikTok's a lot of work.
They made us take that down.
Yeah.
Just the big 3. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
A little bit of YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube. Yes.
But I would say our big ones are Facebook and Instagram, and we're posting our promotions. We're posting just everyday shots. It's not, we're not just putting stuff up there for a promotion or event. It's just even just going into a kitchen, taking pictures of our staff and serving meals, just to show off what we're doing, because we want to put out the positive light on a daily basis or weekly basis.
You want to control the narrative.
Put out a couple and then wait for the negative to come in. So we always try to, stay ahead and push the positive and show off what we're doing.
Do you have a preference in terms of platforms, maybe for different purposes or anything?
I don't think really, but I think we post. We may get more student engagement on Instagram versus, but I think that our posts generally, our menu coordinator who's not here does that, and I think generally the same post is posted to all of them.
Yeah, and I would, maybe this ages me, but I feel like Facebook, you get more of the adults and parents and teachers and staff interaction. So we'll post, pictures and different activities or events that we're doing, and we do get feedback from, I would say, more from the parents and staff.
Yeah, it's great for communities.
And I would say that this leads me into my favorite thing about being in or child nutrition is that follow me, because I will follow. I am following you. Like, I get a lot of ideas and thoughts from my friends and partners. I really do try to spend 30 minutes every day looking through my feed at what everybody else is doing, because we're not in competition.
Yep. We're
all trying to elevate child nutrition and the perception of that. So I'm so thankful to have a good community, and follow us at GISD Nutrition, because I'm probably following you. So I love that. That's one of my favorite things about this business, is the camaraderie.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I learned too whenever I used to work in the school district in Pasco County. And I remember one of the first things I learned was that I'm not competing with Pinellas or Hillsborough or anybody else.
Right, exactly.
We're all in this together and we're working together. And yes, there might be some friendly competition, but really we all want each other to win. So that's one of the reasons why this is like the best industry that you could ever
100%.
be a part of. Yeah. Craig, what is your favorite dish on your menus today?
Man, that's a tough question.
There's so many good choices.
That's definitely a tough question. But so it's staple, but I love, so we switched to start doing all the scratch ground beef recipes. And I really enjoy our our nacho meat that Kevin had prepared, and that was our first big ground beef recipe that we created. So anything really with the nacho meat, so like not our nachos, or we do also we do the chili, but anything with that ground beef, because to me it's more home cooking. It's what I would be used to at home, and it just, the flavors are incredible.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Chef?
It switches. To be honest with you, it switches. This week is the shepherd's pie.
Okay.
All right. I really like the flavor profile in the mashed potatoes and the ground beef. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, it would have been the pita with the beef gyro with all the condiments. So the Mediterranean salad with the tzatziki sauce. That was probably my favorite for a good while.
So this may be a silly question again, but is your favorite recipe to eat typically your favorite one to prepare, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. My favorite one to prepare is probably the ground beef starter, right? Because it has so many facets it can go into. So like our chili, our taco meat, our tater tot casserole, our shepherd's pie. It goes into so many different recipes. So I can just anyone can just make the ground beef starter and then move into certain different directions.
All right. So now, is that your favorite because you can use one item multiple ways?
Absolutely.
Like in terms of like the business side of it, or just like the actual like the recipe development, like you could use this ground beef a ton of different ways, different types of foods and whatever. So is it more like
Both?
Both? Okay.
Absolutely. Because one, I know I'm going to hear like, hey, we want to make sure that we're utilizing this in multiple different ways, but also with the creativity side of it, I can make this recipe. I can also pivot to this recipe if I'm out of certain ingredients, right? If I'm missing, I don't know, smoked paprika or something for this Aztec seasoning, I can move this way and pivot to this shepherd's pie recipe. So like, I like the versatility of what we started to do.
I'm intrigued by this Aztec seasoning. What is in it?
It's cumin, smoked paprika, chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, and that's it.
I need to make some of that at home. That sounds good. All right, Jennifer, what's your favorite recipe or favorite meal?
I have so many. For sure, I'm just like a kid. Like nachos are a slam dunk. I actually really love steak fingers. Like I would never get them anywhere else, but in a school cafeteria. But can't go wrong with steak fingers and mashed potatoes.
That's true.
And I also love a simple grilled cheese that's freshly prepared, toasted in the oven, with some Kyoto vegetables, maybe
delicious.
a mandarin orange. That's like perfect.
Ooh, you're making me hungry.
I know.
I just ate. All right. So in closing, what surprised you most about working with Action for Healthy Kids, or what did you like most about working with them and collaborating and partnering with them?
So I would say, so USDA Healthy Kids put out their awards.
The Healthy
and
Meals Incentives?
Healthy Meals Incentives, yes, correct. And they've been out for the last year or so, and we've talked about it, and we were wanting to apply, and we were doing all this stuff. We were doing all the work in the schools, in our office, and then we read about all the criteria. We went through which ones that we should apply for, and we were already meeting a lot of those criteria that we didn't have to, because when Kevin came on board and our team has just been continuously innovative and moving forward, and so now it was just putting in the work to apply and submit for the awards, and we were awarded, and we went for 3 and we got all 3, and so it's been a great relationship, and there's a lot of work behind the scenes to get to that point too.
Yeah, it's such a testament to the diligence of our menu team for putting all that together. But I also say that it's just such a collaboration from every facet of our department that really, has gone into allowing us to be able to receive these awards and really strive for more, strive to do, a little better every day.
Yeah, I love it. Well, look, it sounds like you guys are doing a lot of better every day.
That's the goal, a little better every day.
Keep up the great work, and just thank you so much for leading, not just in Texas, but I mean, nationwide. You guys are super influential. Like I said, I've always heard about you guys. I see Kevin all the time, and we've been talking about getting together, doing a podcast, and I'm glad it finally happened with the help of Action for Healthy Kids, because I mean, I'm like, I don't know, like I'm at a loss of words. You guys are doing amazing things there, and I hope everybody out there is watching and learning, and now they know where to follow you guys to ask questions. You guys,
GISD Nutrition.
There you go. There you go. Well, seriously, thank you so much for being here and for what you're doing. I truly appreciate your time.
Thank you so much to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching.